Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Jo, this is Joey Sewy and I am finally back making another video. So let's find out what it's about. So in this video, it's a hello because it's been a while. Again, I feel like I start every video saying that, but I am going to be telling you about a really big reason I have that has actually got me back at the sewing machine. So life has just been really busy. I'm working full time now compared to when I used to be more frequently on YouTube. I really do want to get back more frequently, and me sitting down and doing this very ad hoc is me trying to get back into the saddle. Don't overthink what the background is. I just spent 5 minutes messing around with what the background might be, but you know, talk to the camera. That is how you make a video, Jo. So there hasn't been a lot of sewing in my life, although I do have things to show you in another video. This video is about an incredibly special event I have to go to that demanded of me that I sew a dress. What is that event, you may ask? I'm going to Buckingham Palace. Yeah, just that. As you may know if you live in England, and you might even know if you live elsewhere in the world, we have a new monarch. This may mean something to you, you may not care. I'm kind of in the middle. But my husband works for the government and he does a marvellous job, and in recognition for that marvellous job, as part of the coronation celebrations, they're having one of the garden parties that they regularly have to recognise and honour all sorts of people from all around the country who do amazing stuff, and he got an invite, and because I'm married to him, he decided he might take me along, which was very nice of him. So I am going to a royal garden party, which is quite an event to think about dressing for. Yet not intimidating at all. Very intimidating. So I could talk to you for hours about agonising over what the heck I was going to wear. I started off thinking, there is no way I'm putting myself under the stress of making a dress for this, or making an outfit. So I started looking in the high street, and I'll put some pictures up while I'm talking of some things that I tried. And there was stuff that was okay, and there was stuff that if it wasn't such a once in a lifetime event, because literally you can only be invited once, you're only ever allowed to go once no matter who you are. Even though I'm going as a guest, that's it, once only. So yeah, I mean, nothing that I saw on the high street. There was a lovely cobalt blue shirt dress, which was really nice. And for almost anything else would have been good enough. But I just felt, for me, for my style, personality, it wasn't enough. I don't want to look like a Christmas tree, but I do want to look really special, and I want to wear something that feels like it's me. There are lots of rules about what you have to wear. You can wear trousers as a woman. There are lots of rules about not strapless, if you have straps, how thick they are, all sorts of things. You are encouraged to wear a hat. So there will be hat making going on in my life as well, because A, hats are expensive, and B, really good hats are really expensive. And I have made hats for weddings before, so there will be a hat being made to go with the dress. So I saw this amazing cobalt blue dress, and I saw this lovely broderie anglaise cotton dress from Marks and Spencer's. The colours were amazing, and for a summer wedding would have been great, but it just didn't feel like it was quite there. So I thought, well, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to sew one, aren't I? I tried to avoid sewing one. I did my best. I even went out into civilization and found some shops. And I didn't find anything, no matter what price point I was looking at. Had to come back to sewing. You guys know how it is. Once you know what you can do, when you can sew, then it kind of makes other things not good enough. It's a blessing and a curse. So I have chosen 2 patterns to mash up. So after deciding I was going to sew, I had a look around, and of course I couldn't find one pattern that was the right pattern. So I am sticking together 2, the top half of one and the bottom half of another. I'm making a dress, and the top half is this one, which is Butterick B6804. And as you can see, I may well put up a picture of this instead, but it's got lots of pleats, it's got gathered shoulders, it's even got pleats at the arms. So if we just look at the top half, and if you've watched any of my style videos, recently. I'm a pear shape. It's all about making a bit more volume and structure and putting all the interest on the top half of your body to balance up your shape, if that's what you choose to do, and that is what I choose to do. And here are the line drawings, so you can see how that works like that. There's lots of interest on the top half. It is also fitted around the waist. Now I did consider using this view, which is the floral view, and it doesn't show up very well, as the entire dress, but I kind of felt like it wasn't voluminous enough for me. I wasn't confident that it was going to fit the way I wanted it to over my hips, to go out quite a bit, because for a pear shape, this shape, view A, is definitely not going to flatter, or at least not going to fit my body the way I like it. That would basically, my hips, because they are proportionally much larger than my shoulders and bust, it would make that quite obvious, even though it's relatively simple shape, because it does that sheath shape. It's not great on me, and I don't enjoy wearing it. So I thought about using view B with the gathering, but decided that it wasn't flared enough. So I sought out, so that's the top half, Butterick 6804. I decided to add the bottom half of this one, which is New Look 6447. These are both brand new patterns to me. I got them from Minerva, but obviously they're available anywhere that patterns are available, and I didn't get them for free or anything. So the bottom half of this is much more kind of 50 shape. I love this whole dress actually, but the reason I didn't go for the top half of this one was because I thought it was just a bit too plain. So, you know, that's what I was thinking. I did like this one, and it was probably the one I picked out first, but then I was like, I think the top half is a bit too plain. I could have added embellishments myself and all of that stuff, but I didn't kind of want to, because I'm doing all of this with quite a time scale, having faffed around deciding on what I'm doing. So I decided that I would go with the top half of this one and the bottom half of this one. So this is much more flared, and this one is much more interest on the top. And as you can see, if I turn them over, you probably won't get a really good line drawing from the New Look one, but going back to this line drawing, the top half, it's a high waist, and as you can see from this one, where the contrast waistband is, that it also has quite a high waist to the bodice. So that was quite useful for me, because I felt fairly confident, and I haven't finished the dress yet, so I just still have to feel confident, because I haven't done it yet, that the two would mash together quite easily without too much faffing around. So where have I got so far? Well, I had another event to go to before, which has passed, and I decided that I would make a jumpsuit of the top half of this and the bottom half of the Jenny trousers from Closet Case Patterns, Jenny overalls, which I've made before, and I know those trousers fit me really well and flatter, and I've even used them to make a jumpsuit before, which you haven't seen, but you will eventually. So I will insert some pictures of my work in progress on this bodice, and it fit quite well out of the packet actually. I decided to make it in a green viscose linen that I got in Birmingham, I think in the summer of 21. Yeah, I think it was in 21. From Barry's, not Barry's Fabrics, somewhere near the Bullring in Birmingham. Anyway, they're not online, so it doesn't really matter. And it was 2 years ago. But in a lovely viscose linen, kind of mint colour. And that was my test thing. So I would have been happy for this 50th birthday party to wear a different outfit if it hadn't worked out. Would have been disappointing, but I would have been fine with that. Not as high stakes as if a Royal Palace dress doesn't work out. So the bodice fit quite well. I needed to take it in a fair bit at the back, and I needed to adjust the back at the very top neckline, because it was gaping out a little bit at the back, which I will try and show you on some of the pictures. But the bodice worked really well. So I'm in the state of having a pattern for the bodice that fits well. And right as we speak, I was thinking about how am I going to make a video, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the process of sewing, and I thought I'm going to jump on and talk about it, because just do it was how I was going to make a video. So I am in the process of redoing the bodice in my final fabric, which I'm going to keep under wraps for now, but you will see. I'm working out which waistband to use, making a waistband so there's a separate waist piece which will help with shaping and also help with picking that part of my body out, because I like that part of my body. And then I've cut out the big flared skirt. So that is where I have got to with my very exciting special dress that has been a kick up the backside to get me back at my sewing machine, and get me excited about sewing again, because I've been kind of missing it but not excited enough to make anything. And like I said, I could talk at length about that, and maybe I will, but that is not this video. So let me know what you think about my choices. And I will keep you up to date on how I'm getting along. There may be some pictures on Instagram if you're super nosy, not nosy, but would like to see. And I'll be back really soon to show you. I'll show you the full finished jumpsuit, and I will show you the full finished Palace dress and talk about how I'm going to make my hat. There will be sewing involved in that too. And I'm even thinking, if I don't run out of time, which is a distinct possibility at this point, there are 9 days to go. And my son's 16th birthday is in and amongst there. That won't take any time, will it? No. So yeah, there's some stuff in the way, like working full time as well. But I will finish it. But I may not get the shoe embellishments that I'm dreaming of. And my brain's, talk about getting back into it. My brain is just now going 1,000 miles an hour. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed hearing from me again. I know lots of you do, because you're always lovely in the comments. So comment down below what you think of the dresses. What would you wear to the Palace? How would you decide? Because it's been a tricky old journey for me, but I'm decided now. Head down, push through, get it finished. 9 days. We can do this. And I'll see you again really soon. Bye.